Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video I'm going to continue my series of AD&D First Edition for the modern player. So if you haven't been following this at all yet, I strongly suggest you watch the playlist and you'll see my step-by-step process of how I would present Advanced Dungeons and Dragons First Edition to players that have never played it before, perhaps are even new to the tabletop role-playing hobby. But in particular, I wanted to present it to the modern player, i.e., the 5th edition player, so someone who has only played 5th edition, or even the Pathfinder 1st or 2nd edition as well. And I've been going step by step through the process of, how I would present it initially, the game system initially to them, some of the key components, talked about character creation, talked about session 0 basically, so how I would introduce the system, the themes, how I run a game to them as well. And now I'm going to talk about setting. So the setting that I almost always use for AD&D First Edition is the Greyhawk setting. So as you can see by the image here, there are basically 4 different ages, let's say, for this world setting. So you have the original, all right, which was a box set, and I will hold these up here, and along with these came that map and that map, all right, so that map is probably one of the most iconic maps in tabletop role-playing history, all right, so it's created by Darlene, and it is just something that screams Dungeons and Dragons as soon as anyone actually lays their eyes on it. And for the modern player, you really do have to try to secure yourself a copy of this map, whether it's I would avoid the new one because they changed the nomenclature on some things and everything. I would just go with trying to get your hands on, and it's well worth the investment to get your hands on the original box set so that you get the map. It is just something that you will not regret, and cherish it in your collection. If you are going to go, and spend, 10, 20, 30, 40 years in this hobby, you're going to want some of these things that are truly iconic. So that being said, let me switch views here, and so as I said, I started out with the box set as well, and what I really like about this, and I will do a more detailed coverage of this, but I also want to say that there are other individuals that focus on Greyhawk that are far more experts in the field than I am. All right, I am simply a dungeon master who prefers to use this. I do not have the equivalent of like an academic study that Joseph Block has, the Greyhawk Grognard, or Lord Gasumbo has on his channel as well. I mean, these two gentlemen, at least these two gentlemen, and there's probably others out there as well, that their wealth of knowledge on this topic is far in excess of mine. All right, so I am approaching it as somebody who just prefers to use this setting, whereas, like I said, they have, practically college degree level knowledge of this setting, far beyond mine. So anyway, that being said, the original comes in with 2 booklets, and one is the fantasy setting, and the other is the glossary. All right, and this was further enhanced and added to by James Ward when the hardcover of Greyhawk Adventures came out. So what Greyhawk Adventures did was it took a lot of what was coming out in Dragon Magazine at the same time, and now compiled it in here. Now, the time period of this is kind of interesting because this came out in '86, I believe. No, '88. Sorry. So this is 1988. And you can see right here, compatible with AD&D and the second edition AD&D game system. So this was already after Gary was removed from a TSR, and so this book, which was probably in the works prior to, and a lot of the articles from Dragon Magazine predated Gary's departure. When it came into this hardcover here, and this is the last of the first edition components of the Greyhawk setting. So here we have Greyhawk Adventures. It then moves on into the early 90s, and we have the Greyhawk Adventures 4 second edition, and this is often referred to as, so this is often referred to, and this comes as a box set as well, and this is From the Ashes. So this is immediately following the Greyhawk Wars, which kind of threw the entire map, the entire of Orith into a massive war, and so this is taking place during that time frame, and then finally you're going to have the adventure begins. So this is post all of that turmoil going on, and this is kind of picking up the pieces and moving forward. Now, what I really love, and I kept the map out here to talk about as well, what I really love about the world of Greyhawk is that the setting books gives you a lot of details about how the various countries that exist, in some cases the various rulers and other notable NPCs that are around the time. There is a timeline that runs through each of them, and what I really love about this is that there's enough space in those timelines for you to set the start and completion of your campaign with your group of player characters, and not step on the toes or interfere in any way with the broader world events that took place either before or after or in the meantime as well. There's plenty of space for you to put your campaign into this world setting, and you could at least have the actual events that were taking place either before, during, or after kind of in the background. They might only marginally influence, if you choose to, have them only marginally influence the experience that the player characters are having during their adventuring career. So it is not so fleshed out that it really is cluttered, and it kind of forces you into certain types of situations for your campaign creation. So that's what I really like about this system and this world setting. The other thing I like about it is that you do have a choice, right? You have 4 different time eras to set your campaign into, and so you have a lot of wealth of resources to bring into your campaign and to bring into the knowledge of the player characters and the players themselves if they're not familiar with the setting at all. And so I think that the players are going to find that they have a lot more freedom in this kind of a setting, and it is one that is either very, very broad if you wish to make it that way, or you can tighten it down to a single village like the village of Hamlet or a single city like Greyhawk City, and you can build it out from there. Um, the other thing that I really like about this is that many of the most iconic adventures were set in Greyhawk. Now, that's not to say that all of the different world settings that Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Second Edition ended up introducing, and those are on their own. If that's your thing, then you're welcome to enjoy that as well. And you're welcome to build your own campaigns around those world settings, whether it be Faerun, the Forgotten Realms, or Eberron, or any of the others. Dragonlance made its introduction, its first showing in first edition, but I think it was carried through much further along with second edition as well, and possibly even third. Um, Oriental Adventures is another first edition campaign setting, really, that then made a brief showing in second and probably third as well. I'm less familiar with them. I'm more of an AD&D first edition player, and then and this world setting. So I am putting out my bias there. I am putting out my preference, and and a true source of my nostalgia for running AD&D first edition is connected to the world of Greyhawk, without remorse of saying so. So no apologies from me in saying that this is my choice. This is my personal preference, and I really couldn't see running AD&D First Edition when I'm trying to introduce somebody to this game system. I really couldn't see introducing them to this game system without introducing them at the same time to the Greyhawk setting. Now, I will be going over the setting as we go through, and so I have the PDFs of this setting, and all of the various PDFs of this setting, and I will from time to time be focusing in on these, especially if I shouldn't say if, when I start my next AD&D First Edition campaign, and going to have it fully populated by new players, at the very least new to me, but most likely new to AD&D First Edition as well. I will be using the materials and showing you the materials during those recaps of the world of Greyhawk and where it's taking place, and the various aspects that have been brought into that either that particular session or that particular string of adventures that they had already just experienced. So this is something that I'm going to go through over the next several months, if not even years, because AD&D First Edition, in my opinion, is an edition that requires campaigning for months, if not years. It's not the campaign world or the game system that really caters to simply one shots or even very short campaigns like 6-session or 8-session campaigns. This is a system and a setting that is really designed for the long haul, and I really do recommend that is how you view them as well. So yes, that requires a commitment. That requires a commitment of time, and a commitment of just a steadfastness, and saying we are going to stick to this thing for a while. We're going to fully develop our characters over time, and we're going to get the most out of both the system and the world setting that we can in creating that cooperative story of the characters in their adventures throughout, again, the months or even years. So I shouldn't say almost, I have always started using the initial. I've never started a campaign in any of the other time periods, although I have integrated some of the resources from Greyhawk Adventures, the book, the hardcover, which included a lot of Dragon Magazine materials as well. Dragon Magazine was something that my gaming group back in the early '80s, starting around like 1980, we always integrated that in. So so I am going to so I have the PDFs of each of these, and you can see that I will be utilizing some of the details and information from each of these going all the way through. So getting back to the original here, and I'll come back here to this main screen here. So I really do encourage you, if you have never played AD&D First Edition, to find somebody who is really looking to run a long campaign in it, and really catering to bringing you in as a modern player, and easing you into the way that the system works, and then letting you experience the world of Greyhawk as it was meant to be experienced, and really enjoy your time in gaming in this world setting and with this game system. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I am just 24 hours away before I hit the road on my way to the Philadelphia Area Game Expo 2. So this is the second year of it. Super excited to be there. I am a special guest this year, which was a great honor, and running three game sessions, all of Shadow Dark. I decided that this year I was only going to run one game system, but multiple sessions of it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to end up meeting a lot of great people, both my players at my table, as well as creators that I've always wanted to meet. I'm playing in Zeb Cook's game, his Oriental Adventures session, so super excited about that. I'm bringing my copy of his Oriental Adventures '01 module for him to sign, so really excited about that. Jason Vey from Troll Lord Games just reached out to me on my Discord and said, "Hey, I'm going to be there. I'm really excited about meeting you," and he enjoyed my coverage of Amazing Adventures, and so I was like, oh geez, now I got to bring a book with me so you can sign it as well. So I grabbed my copy of the newest release of Amazing Adventures. I'm going to bring the Chronicle Keeper's guide because it's smaller, it's thinner. So not bringing the big bulky player's guide, so I will be bringing that as well. So I'm really excited about meeting him, as well as the others at Troll Lord Games, so Stephen Chenault and Chuck Cumbo, and any others that happen to be there. So excited about that. I will meet Frank Metzner again. I had a great time meeting him last year, and it was an experience of a lifetime playing in his game and talking to him for several hours during the course of the time that we were there, and so super excited about seeing him again, as well as many others that I can go on and list. Joseph Block, I'm going to see Joseph Block again. I've seen Joseph Block at several of the conventions locally that I normally go to, but he is going to have on hand his newest release of Greyhawk, a Greyhawk supplemental, really designed to bring new players into the Greyhawk setting. So it's definitely something I'm walking away with, and and I will bring that into my next campaign as well. So I will be taking a strong look at that, and maybe that's what I will leap off with for my next campaign going forward. So, and as well as his Adventures Dark and Deep, the second edition of that, which I have the PDFs. waiting to get the hard covers. So I will talk to him about that while I'm down there as well. So really excited about this convention coming up. Really excited about the prospects of a new AD&D First Edition campaign. Once again, really designed to bring the modern player into all of the greatness that is Advanced Dungeons & Dragons First Edition and the world of Greyhawk. So thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe and to share. Leave your comments in the comments section. I really look forward to those comments because those comments drive my content on this channel. I try to respond as quickly as I can, and more often than not, some of your comments are going to lead to my making whole new videos. So really excited about that. My printer just became alive on its own, so don't know what that's doing, but it's someone watching me maybe or listening in. So anyway, thanks for stopping in. Have a great rest of your day and take care.